Hello, and welcome back to another episode of Skyrim Plus. Today we're featuring Swamp Hut by ElfieMyrtle. Let's check out the map. Here we are at Swamp Hut. We're near Movarth's lair, Morthal, Mirwatch, and here we are again at the Swamp Hut. For those of you that like a world space view, here's our home, the Swamp Hut, and if we turn to the right, we can see Solitude. And then as we turn to the left, behind those three trees, is Morthal. And here's Mirwatch further to the left. And as we come back to the right, there's our featured home, Swamp Hut. Let's drop down and get a closer look. This is ElfieMyrtle's 5th home mod this year. I featured all of her other homes, and I'll link all of the features to those homes in the description. According to the backstory, this home was owned by a witch who sold potions. The home is out in the middle of nowhere, so ElfieMyrtle made this cart that transports you to Whiterun stables when you activate it. That's a pretty handy feature. The yard has nightshade and death bells growing out front. On either of the gateposts, you have 2 planters that contain fertile soil so you can plant whatever you want. And you have a mystical blue light that has an interesting look to it. She almost made this blue light effect go over the entire home, which would have been pretty neat. She made custom textures for the doors, the walls, and even that purple lantern right there. So if you think, ooh, that looks unique, that's because it is. To the right, you have a single wheat plant, a chicken that lays eggs, and then he lays the eggs in the coop for you to retrieve. There's a closer look at that lamp texture, and then you've got a quaint little garden over here with tons of ingredients for an aspiring alchemist. Let's head around this corner and see what else we can discover. Around the corner we found a variety of different mushrooms, including glowing mushrooms. You can see in the windows of the home there are some more of those custom lanterns. There's a hearthfire oven, and check out those lanterns defying gravity. That's pretty magical. Now to show you the first of the clickies. Next to the oven you have a button, and when you push it, it activates a full smithing suite. So there's some smithing stores, there's your workbench, your tanning rack. There's a mini smelter with a magical blue flame lighting it. There's your anvil, and then next to that you have your grindstone. Let's see if I can squeeze through here. And we'll take one more look around at these items before we head out. So again, there's your oven, and then there's your full smithing suite. Let's see what the next side of the house has to offer. As we round the corner, we find a hidden outhouse covered up by ivy. There's a window to the home, and then there's a station for you to wash your clothes, and you have a wood chopping block. Around the next corner, you have 12 additional fertile soils, plus the 2 in the front gives you 14. You also have a few other mushrooms scattered in there as well. This sums up the outside features of the house. Let's go ahead and take one more look at the outside of the home before we head inside. Looks pretty imposing, doesn't it? Let's see if we can dodge this chicken and open the front door. And right now it looks a little bare bones, but trust me, it won't in a minute. There are some things that you'll want to click around the property to make things more lively. For example, let's get some fire going here. To the left of the fireplace, you have this button that you can push to activate the fire. And we have light. Okay, right next to the fire, we have another button that gives us some more named storage. And when we turn around, that empty spot now gives us storage for staves, shields, weapons, cloaks, headwear, boots and shoes, crafting outfits, unarmored outfits, heavy armor, and light armor. So we have a variety of different storage options for all of those clothing items. Let's see what else we can find. Next we have the Fountain of Unburden. This is found in every ElfieMyrtle home. When you activate this, it takes the smithing materials out of your inventory to unburden you. Check out the cool butterfly display, that looks super neat. I love it being a no-load door home so you can see outside of the building and into the world space. And as we round this corner, you can see you have a wind chime, as well as a dining room table. And then you have a ladder showing and a cellar door showing. And those aren't there when you first load the home. You actually have to find some buttons to activate those options. and I'll show you that at the end of the spoiler section. Next, these buttons give you the option to toggle between having a cooking station and a brewing station. The top button is a cooking station. And when this is out, you have name storage for all different types of foods. This barrel serves as general food stores. You do have some harvestable ingredients above that as well. It looks like they laid out some food for you to have a meal. And in the corner of the table, you have a bag for salt and ingredients, and that cooking pot acts as another food stores. You have some spots for pots and pans, and if you collect the insects in a jar, it has some shelf space for you to store those. The theme continues as we round the corner by having places to put your dishes, and the shelves with the chest contains miscellaneous storage, general stores, a sorting chest, and more places to put insects in a jar displays. Now we did say toggle earlier because you're not supposed to have both of these options open at the same time. So before you change to alchemy, you need to turn off cooking and then turn on brewing, which is alchemy. So when you round the corner, instead of having food displays, now you have ingredient displays, and those can store specific ingredients. The barrel now acts as potion stores, and then you can see some potion displays on the wall which look pretty cool. And as we turn, we get to see our custom alchemy lab on the tabletop. And behind that on the shelves is general alchemical storage. And then down on the right hand side of the table, you have a mortar and pestle to grind bones and mammoth tusks and to further ingredients. This setup still gives you space for your insects in a jar in case you're wondering. And just like the theme continued around the corner for the cooking stations, it does for alchemy too, where now you have storage for your restorative potions and your buffs. They're just right above those chests. As we continue on, you can check out your soul gem on that table. That looks pretty neat. You've got a dragonfly display, you've got some custom furniture textures, you've got some custom artwork. Look at that dream catcher, looks pretty cool. I love that you can see out of the windows, but let's say you don't want to see out of the windows. Let's say you want privacy. If you click on this button, whoops, messed that up, let's try that again. If you click on this button, it gives you some curtains. I will say the curtains do look nice. Is this a feature that you would use? Personally, I like to see outside of the windows, so I'm going to deactivate those curtains so I can see out into the real world. Yeah, let me know if you would use that feature, I'm curious. During my Yaholi video, I told you that ElfieMyrtle places a Spriggan in all of her homes. This one's on prominent display in the bedroom area. The bedroom area has two beds. The bed on the left is supposedly yours, which the bed on the right was the old witch's bed. Above your bed you can find a suspicious cabinet, and when you open it up, you find named storage for poisons. That makes sense being in a witch's hut. Okay, next to that you have some stolen goods. The mini chest next to the candle is for your precious things. You have a scroll library beside that, and inside of this dresser you'll find some mourner's clothes for the death of the witch. That's pretty interesting. Okay, next to that you have storage for books and papers, and then you have this tree that's kind of interesting that yields a black soul gem. You have some more custom artwork on the wall. There's another bed for a follower to use, or you. And then above this area, you can find a storage chest for treasures. And above your head, you can find a ledge to sit on to see that treasure container more easily. Now, once you head back down, we can check out the rest of the home. The next area we're going to check out is called the Lookout. We're going to head up this ladder, and it's going to take us to a room above the home. But it's open to the world space. And once you head out of this door, you have a wraparound balcony to give you great views of the surrounding area. Just look at that sky. You also have some hidden ledges that you can use to sit, and you can see in first person or third person. Wow, look at that scenery. I could sit out here all day and enjoy this view. But we have more home to see. So I'm going to transport us back in, and we're going to check out that cellar door. And look at this lighting. Doesn't this remind you of Blackreach? I love this stuff. It looks like we have some harvestable gleam blossom and mountain flowers. And that candlelit area to the right is our arcane enchanter. And as cool as these candles look, if for whatever reason you wanted to turn them off, there's a button to the left of the arcane enchanter that extinguishes the candles, but I personally love the candles. And the Stone of Baranziah acts as your enchanting stores. Check out more of those custom lanterns, those look great. There are some of those blackreach mushrooms, and next to the ladder to go back up is a secret door. We're going to come and check that out in just a little bit. First, let's go look at this fireplace. If you want to extinguish the fire, you just click above the fireplace, and to reignite, just click it again. And then next to that, you have a followers area for 3 more followers to sleep. And as you can see, the lighting is pretty bright over here, but if you want it dimmer, you can hit this button on the table, and now you're depending more on the natural light sources from the plants. Personally, for the tour, I want it brighter. That's better to me. Okay, we're going to walk over these 3 fur beds, and I'm going to show you that you also have some carpets that you can sit on. And you can have a chat with your followers about your day, what you plan on doing next, whatever you might discuss. And then we'll take a look at this area over here too. It looks like you have a little mini waterfall coming out of some crystals. That looks really cool. Look at the lighting on the ceiling and those plants, on those rocks. What a cool area. Now that we've seen that area, we're going to go see where that secret door leads. So if you go next to the ladder, you have this neat door, and when you open it up, you end up in the Moorside Inn in Morthal. And if you're using Live Another Life and you do a Morthal start in the inn, then right when you come in this door, you can open up this dresser door and you can head right into the home. So that's a nifty feature. And we're back. Now before I show you anything else, I'm adding a disclaimer that I'm going to show you a spoiler on a secret location and buttons for how I activated the lookout and the hidden cellar door. ElfieMyrtle wanted you to explore it and find it on your own, but if you want to see where these are, stay tuned. So if you pass this sleeping area and you head back to where you see these plants on the wall and you aim for the spot that's bare in the top right corner, you can open a secret door up to a pool area. And how magical does that look? Look at all of the lights, the fog, the lanterns. It looks awesome. And you can actually swim in your pool. Once we go up the stairs, you can see some more of those blackreach-like plants. Look at all of those festive, colorful lanterns. And then you have some more of the blackreach-like plants on your wall there. And then as you get closer down the path with the candle lighting, there's a hidden marker that you can sit and enjoy the view from this ledge. Doesn't that look nice? Seems relaxing to me. Okay. Moving on, we have the giant light from Blackreach and more custom artwork by ElfieMyrtle. Look at how detailed that looks. I'd love to have this work of art in my home. And last but not least, the lookout button is on the top of the front door to the left, and the button next to that on the right reveals the hidden cellar door. Now that we've seen all of the sights and features of this home, it's time for final thoughts. Swamp Home is a clicky lover's paradise. It gives you the options to customize many options around the home, although it does make you explore a little to find all it has to offer. It included all expected cooking and crafting stations, offered tons of named storage, 14 fertile soils to plant whatever you want, a garden with tons of harvestable ingredients, and there were beds for 5 to sleep, including you. It had a secret door that lets you fast travel to Morthal, and a cart that lets you fast travel to the Whiterun stables, and it offered lots of beautiful scenery and custom artwork. This home definitely isn't cookie cutter. I hope you enjoyed viewing this home as much as I did. This concludes our feature of Swamp Hut. If you enjoyed the show, please click the like button and leave a comment with your thoughts. To see more of my past tours, click the playlist on the top left. To see my future content, click the channel icon on the bottom left to subscribe. And to never miss an episode, click the bell icon to receive notifications of when I post. As always, thanks for watching. I'll catch you on the next episode.